What's up everyone, it's Jordan. Welcome back to AfroLivity. Today we're going to be discussing fruit, and most importantly, if sugar's bad, then what about sugar from fruit? Let's get going. So firstly, many of you probably will have heard or may even believe that fruit sugar is now something that we need to be worried about. I think with the rise of diet culture and a lot of internet articles and videos from lots of people who probably don't know the full story, there's been a lot of talk about fruit now being unhealthy. I'm not going to go through the science to make all of you fruit lovers realize that there's really nothing to worry about and we should be aiming to eat more fruit. So, firstly, one of the issues with fruit and sugar is that people believe that it will have negative effects for diabetics. But the truth is, in this study here from Denmark, they randomized two groups of newly diagnosed type 2 diabetics. One group, they were advised to eat 2 or more fruits per day. The other group was randomized to eat no more than 2 fruits a day. After the study is done, they looked at both groups, they compared them, how much weight they'd lost, whether their hemoglobin A1C, which is a measurement for how well they're managing their blood sugars and also used to diagnose type 2 diabetes. They looked at all of these different markers and found that the group that restricted their fruit was no better off than the group that ate plenty of fruit. And in fact, the group that ate more fruit was probably in a better position because of all the extra fiber and antioxidants and benefits that you get from fruit. So there's a lot of misconceptions regarding carbohydrates with respect to diabetes. And again, type 2 diabetes, if you've watched my video on carbohydrates, you will know that type 2 diabetes is not caused by carbohydrate consumption. The issue with diabetes is mostly fat, mainly animal fat. And this science on this is old. So if you want to know more about that, feel free to watch the video. Furthermore, we can look at this study here where they had a group of people eating an extremely high fiber diet. So one that would be very similar to the old human Paleolithic diet. Lots of vegetables, lots of fruits, lots of nuts. After the period of the study, they looked at their blood profiles, they looked at their weight, and things were brilliant. Eating all of that fruit, all of that so-called bad fruit sugar, it had no negative effects on their blood sugar. Their LDL cholesterol came down by 1 millimole per litre. For those of you watching in the US or other countries that use milligrams per deciliter, that's 38 milligrams per deciliter decrease eating this high fiber, high fruit diet. There's nothing to worry about when you're eating whole plant foods. They were eating 20 servings of fruit a day. Now, that corresponds to about 200 grams of fructose, and fructose is one of the sugars that we really do need to be worried about because it does have an effect on the liver. But as it says in the Harvard Health letter, the nutritional problems associated with fructose and sugar occur when they are added to foods. Fruit, on the other hand, is beneficial in almost any amount. So again, I hope that's more evidence to show you that you really should not be worried about eating fruit. In fact, you should be aiming to eat more fruit. Now, with all those positives with fruit, there are 2 caveats to this. Number 1, the fruit juices. Now, these are a downright terrible idea. If you want to enjoy your fruit, do not juice them or do not buy those juices from the supermarket. Juices on the supermarket, they're all artificial, most of them not actually made from real fruit. Secondly, they're often loaded with added sugar, and as we just said, that's the issue that we need to be thinking about. Because again, added sugar is not good for our blood sugar management. When it rushes into our bloodstream, it can damage our arteries and inflame them, which progresses heart disease. It also contributes to the epidemic we now have of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and that is again another serious issue. So another reason to avoid fruit juices from the supermarket, and also ones that you make at home. If you have a juicer, when you juice your fruit, all of the pulp, all of these beneficial compounds within fruit, in that pulp, are why eating fruit is beneficial for you. When you throw that away, you've basically just got a coloured glass of sugar, and you drink that very quickly, as most people will do. And again, the same issue you have with store-bought juices. You get a huge rush of sugar into your bloodstream, it damages your artery lining, you've got a huge insulin spike, it's just not good for you. So again, do not juice your fruits, either eat them whole or go for smoothies. Which brings you to my second caveat, which is smoothies. Now here, when you blend up your fruit into a smoothie, you actually do make it a lot easier to digest. So not only does it bypass a lot of the digestion process, but also because it's liquid calories, it's so much easier to drink huge amounts of food in a smoothie. And this can be a problem because if you bypass some of the digestion and you consume a lot of it very quickly, you get huge blood sugar spikes, and you get other problems that you wouldn't get if you ate the fruit whole. So if you do have smoothies, make sure you drink them slowly so your body can process them and handle them as well as it can. So that's a short video there just to explain that fruit sugar is not the same as added sugar. Do not ever worry about eating fruit, and there's lots of evidence to show that even if you're a type 2 diabetic, you should not be worried about consuming fruit either. These are nature's gifts to us. We should relish them and cherish them. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope to be making many more videos like this in 2019. If you enjoyed the video, give me a like, comment below with your thoughts, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do and click the little notification button so you actually get notified when I upload. So that's all from me. One love and bless up.